Hi guys, today I am going to show you how you can clone yourself into Metahuman. In this process, we are going to use 4 main softwares. The first one is Agisoft to construct the 3D face, yourself or any other person. Second one is Wrap 3D to wrap the 3D typology into scan face. Third one is Maya, of course. The fourth one is Unreal Engine. This is Agisoft software to construct your 3D model. It is very simple, you don't need any tutorial. You just need to follow the workflow here. You add a photo, you align your photo. After align completed, you build your photo, dense cloud, then you build a dense mesh, then you build it texture. Done. It's very simple. Just you don't need any tutorial. Just add your photo, then select all your photo, input whatever, and it is very simple. You don't need any tutorial. It needs a good computer, to get the result faster. So it took me a couple of minutes, like 30 minutes, that's the max, to construct this photo. So let me put it here. If you can see, I use those photos and feed it into Agisoft, and I construct it. For me, it's really nice. Using iPhone and getting this type of model is just unbelievable, and I'm so happy with the result. The only thing I need is the face. I don't need to worry about the back. I just need from here this face only. So the result is very good, and let me see the diffuse map, solid texture. Okay, yeah, so after this you go to your model, you construct, right click, export model, then it's gonna be obj, you will export it. This is a cleaned mesh. I use ZBrush to smooth it and clean the bad typology. I didn't do anything, I just smooth it and delete unnecessary parts. That's it. Do not change the position of the scan face because you wanna reproject the texture going back to Agisoft. So do not change the position, or do not scale, or do not do anything. Just delete whatever unnecessary parts. The next model is a Metahuman head. This is a Metahuman head, which is I want to use to wrap it on the 3D scan. So now I have to rescale or resize it to Metahuman size, scan size, and reposition it into the scan face. If you can see, the Metahuman face is really huge and the scan face is really small, so I have to resize and reposition the Metahuman face. Here I want to mention one really very important thing. Whenever you create your Metahuman or choose any Metahuman face, you have to make sure it has to match your reference photo, which is the photo is a scan photo, but use one of the scan photo and try to match the eye distance is the same eye distance as Metahuman. The mouse size, from mouse corner to corner should be the same as a Metahuman. Don't need to be perfect. As you can see, these two models are not the same. Like they don't look the same. But at least the eye distance is close. Let me fade it a little bit. So the eye distance is really close, and the mouse is almost the same distance from the eye when you look at it. So it matches. That's really important for this process. Then you export your Metahuman into Maya. The next step is we are going to wrap a Metahuman face mesh on scan face. So to do that, we are going to use wrap, software called wrap. The version is 2020. Here I'm using. So let's drag and drop Metahuman first here, and let's rename it Metahuman. And the next one is a scan, and let's rename this one as well, scan. Okay, let's go to editor and font. Okay, so if you can see here, this is the Metahuman body, face mesh, and this one is a scan. So they are, because we put them in the same position, so they line up. So one is on top of the other one. So the next process is we are going to wrap using wrapping process. This is a wrapping node. So we are wrapping Metahuman on the scan face. So we are wrapping Metahuman on scan face, and before we click on compute, we need to exclude the polygons from the Metahuman body. So this part, because we don't have any scan of this part, so we have to exclude, as well as the back side. We only need the front face. We will only want to wrap the front face. We also need to exclude the mouse bag. I think the eyes bag as well. For that, the node we're gonna use is selection polygons, which is from Metahuman. And we're gonna connect the one to the last socket. Then let's go to editor. This is Metahuman, and let's go and select to exclude polygons. So let's select, double click. So just let's select a couple of polygons, and you're gonna grow selection. Let's select this inside. When we grow, we'll get it up. We'll bring it up to here. Same thing. This and this. We also need a back side, I think. Select a couple of borders here. I think that's enough. Let's click row. I think we're gonna grow more. So I think this is a good selection. If not, we will add more, or we'll reduce or add more. Let's leave it as is. So we are excluding those polygons. The next step is we want to use selection point. So selection point pairs. So in the point pairs, we are going to, in the first socket, we have to connect Metahuman, and the second one, or the scan, that goes here on the third socket, and we have to sync here so that whenever we move it, but they both move. Okay, now let's select some points. Let's match some points. The first one, let's start with eye corner. Let's 0 here, eye corner. I'm gonna assume those two will connect somewhere here. Alright, the next step, so we already attached everything, so we have to wrap it, right? So let's do the compute process. Let's compute it, and after 1 or 2 minutes, it's gonna wrap the Metahuman face mesh on the scan body. It depends on your computer. For me, it might take 30 seconds or 1 minute. So yeah, already done. So it's already done, and it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. There are some points I need to clean there, and let's see here. That's fine. We can clean. We can add more points, and we can clean some bad typologies. But this is a tutorial. As you can see, the face is already wrapped on scan face. The Metahuman is already wrapped on scan face. So we need to export the geometry. So save geom. Then we are going to export it. Then export it as obj. If you can see, this is obj. Let's go to desktop, and let's give it a name, Metahuman/scan. Save and click compute. So I imported the obj file here in Maya. As you can see, I also touch it a little bit using using the Maya sculpting tool. I did a little bit tweak. So this is the final result. We haven't changed the position yet. Still the position is as it was on the edge soft, because we don't want to change it, because we have to send this one to edge soft to reproject the texture. So that's why we don't want to change the position of the wrapped body. Let's export this one. File, export, and I'm gonna export it on desktop. Let's give it a name. final wrap. It is obj file. It has to be obj. Then export. Then go to we already did this one, we don't need that one. Open AgSoft and open the project you did. Alright, so I'm gonna open that one here. Okay, so let's see. So we are going to delete. Let's try this one. Wait a second. The screen was wrong. Let me fix my screen. Oops. It's fine. I think this is enough. Alright, so we need to delete the mesh. We don't want the mesh. So this is the mesh. I'm going to delete it and delete. Like that. Select, right click, remove model. Yeah, gonna remove model. Yes. Now we have the dense cloud. We are going to import file, import model. If you remember, we save it on desktop, right? So that's the model we want to import. Open. So after importing the model, as you can see, it's already on top of the dense cloud. That's why you don't want to change the position. After that, we need to build the texture. Just select the model, right click, and no, we have to, I'm sorry, we have to go to workflow and build the texture. And I didn't change anything. We want to keep the UV, don't forget that, keep the UV, and we want to build the diffuse map here. It's gotta be diffuse map, keep the UV and 8K. If you want 4K or 2K, you can change that number. For me, I'm gonna choose 8K texture. Then I don't need to do anything, just click OK. Then it's gonna rebuild the texture on top of the Metahuman face, which is already rapid face. It depends on your computer. It might take a couple of minutes. For me, just like 30 seconds, right? So let's see what it looks like. Go to model texture. Click on model texture. Here you go. So it's already, it did a great job. We need to fix that one. Just to fix, to add here. You can export the texture and fix it in Photoshop. So I'm not going to show you how to do it in Photoshop. It's really easy. Just you can fix everything, all the bad textures here. Everything on the face, everything is perfect except the backside, because there is no texture on the backside. That's why this gets darker. So just fix that one. So we need to export texture. We only need the texture because you already have the mesh. Export texture. Just use the thing. I'm gonna use ping and give it a name. Diffuse 00, just in case. And whatever location, save. That's a diffuse map. Make sure save alpha channel. I don't know what that means that, but I'm gonna export it and I will go to Maya and apply the texture. Alright, so after applying the texture, I'm gonna turn on that one, and I already fixed the texture. The backside, I can see I already fixed it, and I just touch it, like it took me like 1 minute, just touch a little bit here, and also this body I touch it a little bit, also inside I did. And as you can see, this is the final texture. Remember, this is a Metahuman face that we exported from Maya. So that's it. Now after this, we don't need Agisoft or wrap. The next step is we're gonna use Maya and Array Engine. So the next step is exporting Metahuman. Actually, if you already did, you can open Maya, but for me, when I export, I didn't save it. I just export only the head part and I didn't save. Now I have to re-export it. Here, make sure you choose export setting to Maya, and if you didn't install the plugin and open Maya. Make sure Maya is open and just export.